What up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo of JoJo's Replay, and I am here to tell you about OAT, Official America's Team. It is a platform built for fans, by fans, and it's all about Cowboys Nation, baby. We got so many big-time personalities like yours truly, Tyson West Coast from Dallas Cowboys Scouting, Silver and Blue Nation headed by Big Game James, and the president and CEO himself, Barry Gibson, the guy that's bringing us all together and making all of this happen. Go subscribe. Go be a supporter. You know it's all about Cowboys Nation and about this chase for number 6, baby. And OAT is the hub to connect us all. So I'm telling you right now, go join. Go subscribe, because here at OAT, baby, we making big moves, because OAT is our business, and our business is our swag.
And in case you was still wondering, we still them fucking boys. Ain't nothing changed. But yeah, we got some belt to ass today. Welcome everybody to the show. We are live for the post-game show. I've got guests. That's right. Y'all know, y'all see her down there below. Y'all know who KELZ with the intels is. She right down there. And then below her, we got a new star to the show. Let's welcome our guy, Charles with Stars. Everybody has seen Charles in the comments. And Charles is going to give us some of his commentary today, because he says he's the true Cowboy fan. He spit the truth. And when he get to talking, people don't like what he says. So we're going to talk about it, KELZ. Let's kick it off, ladies first. I mean, just your initial thoughts of that game. How you feeling?
We just got one more game to go. We just got one more game to go in this season. That's
Here we go again.
Undisciplined ball. Like I said during the pregame show, this was going to be a Kellen Moore game, because he would be able to pass the rock, which he did. Because Saquon had 33 carries?
Yeah, 30, something like that. Let's get the scores up here.
Yeah.
But he had a whole lot. And I mean, all the quarterbacks was throwing touchdowns for that matter. I mean, Pickett went out. The other dudes started throwing. Saquon had 31 carries for 167 yards. I mean, he needed 138, I think, a game to get to the record. So do y'all think he's going to get to the record? That's going to be a question we'll talk about. But go ahead, KELZ. I'm sorry.
Cooper Rush gave Philly 2 touchdowns. I mean, I'm like, oh, y'all wanted Cooper Rush? I said, y'all want a rush hour? Here y'all go.
I know. Is it just me, or did people tell y'all before that Cooper Rush was better than Dak Prescott?
I just laughed at that bull crap.
Charles, what about you? Has anybody ever told you to your face that Rush is better than Dak Prescott, or have they told you at least?
So many. I call them wannabe Cowboy fans. Okay, real diehard Cowboys fans. Speak the truth. Tell it like it is, man. Cooper Rush. I mean, come on. I mean, he's 5-1 or 4-2 as a starter. He did great coming in, to back up Dak Prescott when he got hurt. But let's be realists, okay? He's not better than Dak Prescott. Bottom line, period. I mean, it's like comparing LeBron to Michael Jordan, man. Come on, man. There's no comparison there.
That's funny that your name is the truth, because that's first initial thing. I said the truth. The answer and the truth, because I know you're up there in that Baltimore area, man. Tell everybody where you're at. Everybody, if you don't know, this is Charles with Stars, owner of Shoreline Exteriors, our co-sponsor, joining us here today. He's live. Where you at in Baltimore? Where you at, Maryland?
I'm actually in Southern Maryland. I'm in St. Mary's County, BG, so which is probably about an hour and a half south of Baltimore.
How far is that from you, KELZ? Because I know all that's close over there.
So he's in an area where I said that you need a passport to enter in.
Is that right?
So he's like, I want to say maybe 35, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's if you take Route 5 Crane Highway.
Yep.
But if you take 210, probably 25 minutes.
I figured y'all know. I know all that area is close over there. Our guy Sterling Sellers is tapping in. He said, BG, that wasn't belt to ass. It was more like when grandma said, pick a switch out and you bring a little one in. See, some of y'all act like y'all ain't never had to pick a switch before. Shout out to my guy Sterling. Man, I had to pick a switch. Have y'all had to pick a switch before?
That's a trigger. Yeah.
BG, remember back in the day, Grandma had to switch, or not a switch. She had a paddle in the kitchen. It was hung up and it was big, and it had big circles on it or whatever. And you had to bend over, and you got that sucker on your bare ass.
Man, look, my dad was in the Army for 4 years. You ever seen one of them big old green ass Army belts?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, yeah. I could raise you one better.
Here we go. As we talking belt to ass.
Take that same one, but it has layers on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, well, you know, she gonna outdo us all. But yeah, I think we all can relate. Yeah, there was a little belt to ass today and some. I don't like belt to ass ever, but especially against this team.
Look, and we're not talking about grandma. We're talking about big mama.
Oh yeah. No, I remember my dad was retired. My dad was in the Army for a little while, so it was, you know, I was like, I'll be happy to go pick a switch. Not that damn Army belt. That Army belt got metal on it and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like what happened today. The Eagles busted it out. I mean, Pickett was throwing touchdowns. The other dude, I don't even know, he was throwing touchdowns, and like not any kind of complimentary football anywhere. This is a totally different team than we seen last week. So let me ask you this question, Charles, since you're on the show. Where did that team go we seen versus the Bucks?
Great question. Well, it's clear as the sky is blue, and people may not want to hear this, but I believe, and this is my opinion, that Cooper Rush is scared of the Eagles. He doesn't do well with the Eagles. His record is 2-3 against the Eagles.
Isn't it like 5 interceptions now total or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like he doesn't assess the defense like Dak Prescott does, and that's why I asked that question on the show. Why do our playbook play different with Dak than it does with Cooper Rush? And, you know, he doesn't assess the defense like he should. And his throws are so almost like they're like you can almost pick them up. Like watching as a fan, you already know where he's throwing the ball. Like it's so like kindergartner. It's not even funny, and it's sad, but it's true.
Well, he was 15-28 with 147 yards, 1 TD, but he did have them 2 interceptions. I mean, where was he throwing the ball, Kels? I mean, It doesn't look like Cooper just said, fuck it, somebody down there somewhere and threw it up, and the Eagles caught it.
I don't know. He was probably throwing it to Gino's cheesesteaks.
Kels cracking the funny. But yeah, I don't know where this team went. Kels, where did this team go that we seen against the Bucks? Where did this team go? It's totally Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I don't know. They might be on the Rocky steps.
I don't know. Was the signal of CD saying that he was going to be out? Was that like the smoke saying that, hey, man, the ship is going down? We didn't see any good play out today. No complimentary football anywhere. I mean, I liked seeing Turpin chirping. That was really fun. Turpin was out there chirping. That was like the entertainment for me.
Here's my thing. There was really no excuses on the way we played. And one thing I know is excuses are tools of the incompetent, used to build monuments of nothingness and bridges to nowhere. So you can keep all that bull crap. Just because CD is out or whoever is out, you play like they're still there.
Right. I thought so too, but I'm like, I mean, it's got to be something because this ain't the same team we seen last week against the Bucks.
No.
I mean, did Jerry just tell her, hey, man, look, y'all played too damn good out there. We don't need anybody else getting hurt. Y'all go out there and, you know what I mean, just throw it up, Cooper. Somebody going to be out there somewhere. I mean, 2 picks. I mean, they were just talking about Cooper taking care of the ball. Where are all the Cooper Rush lovers at? I need y'all to report. Y'all said Cooper Rush don't throw no interceptions.
And the thing is, on the first pick, when it ended up being a pick 6, I'm like, y'all didn't look at that cover? Y'all didn't see that blitz?
Yeah.
Like, that was even before the line broke.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all didn't see that?
Shout out to King Sharon tapping in. Damn, it's good to see you, baby. I'm glad you got a new profile, baby. Time to get back in the gym. That's our other sponsor. We got both our sponsors joining us with us here today. Brandon and King Sharon over there with Red Arc Builders, official sponsor of the 2024 Gym Rat of the Year. We've got a co-sponsor now going into 2025. So shout out to my guy, Brandon, entering the chat. If you need some construction done, he and his crew like to travel. Go out there, 903-445-6439. Red Arc Builders, building dreams and crafting futures. Man, it's good to have 2 sponsors, but I think I like Charles's fire. They keep switching everything up. Sorry about that. Charles, I like your fire, baby. You say the truth, man. So what are we going to see versus the Commanders at home? Is Jerry going to serve up some stinky tacos, or are we going to get some good home cooking?
No, man, put in fucking Trey Lance and let's see what Trey's got. We've spent a 4th-round pick on this guy. Show me what you're working with, so then we can assess what you can play with at the end of the season. We go into the draft. We know who to get rid of, and we know who we can draft. I mean, it's all part of assessing this team. Like, why put Cooper Rush in when okay, we're going to play spoiler? Great, cool, that's cool and all, but we got nothing to play for. And I understand these guys want to play to win. I get that, right? But at what point do you cut the cord? Like, all these other teams are not playing their starters, so why is Dallas going to sit there and play our stars? I mean, come on.
I mean, you bring up valid points. I mean,
I
don't know, but I think
any Cowboys fan cannot argue with that. You can't argue.
But what KELZ said, I mean, in the green room before we got in, KELZ, I mean, what's your response to that? I mean, why can't Mike McCarthy just make some common sense ass calls and do some common sense ass things?
Exactly.
Because he does not have that luxury.
He don't have the kahunas, the balls to be the man like Jimmy Johnson. That's why Dallas will never, ever, until we have a man like Jimmy Johnson come into this team and tell Jerry Jones, hey, buddy, I'm running the show. If you don't like it, hit the road.
And Jimmy did say he wouldn't have paid Dak Prescott all that money, too.
Yeah, he did. Jimmy said, I wouldn't have paid him all that money, and he wouldn't have. But hey, Jerry Jones did it to himself, though. He told Dak Prescott, hey, I don't believe that you're going to, be the best quarterback. So guess what Dak said? Screw you, Jerry Jones. And he went out and proved himself. So you know what? Jerry Jones is the reason and the fault that he had to pay the man, because Dak Prescott said, screw you. I'm going to prove you wrong. And he did. He had a hell of an MVP season.
So let me tell you, when I went.
So Dak Prescott was like, show me the money, Jerry Jones. I'm ready to get paid.
All right, Truth. All right. I hear you, baby. I hear you. Listen, KELZ, get a word in edgewise. KELZ.
Oh, no, you fine. I was just reading what Brandon was saying.
Yeah. No. Perfect time to see the younger folks. Yeah, of course. But, I mean, there was no fire. I don't know where the fire went. It was the same players, but no fire.
Right.
KELZ, go ahead.
So, it's not this is public record, because if you went on a fan zone trip, you would hear Kenny Gant say this plenty of times. So the question was asked, whose team is it really? Anyway, is it Jimmy Johnson's or was it Jerry Jones? He said it was basically Jimmy Johnson's team. The reason why Jimmy Johnson is no longer there, because Jerry did not like the fact that he was not in the spotlight. It was always Jimmy, because questions were being asked to Jimmy, which is all right. He is the head coach. Jerry didn't like it. When it came down to certain logistical things about the players and what he would like drafted, Jerry didn't like it. That's why he's no longer. That was the reason why he was no longer the coach.
It's funny.
Barry Switzer.
It's funny you say that, because lately, I mean, that just broke. I think I read on Blogging the Boys over there. Jerry Jones admitted, I guess, on the Fan that, he got a little ahead of himself in the draft with plugging and playing these rookies in these critical roles, and kind of letting on to let everybody know what we already knew, Jerry.
Right, and even when the team came here in November, okay, I wasn't at the stadium. I was at a watch party. They flagged, the camera panned over to Jerry Jones. He has the actual play calling sheet and everything. I text Will McClay. It was like, so who's the coach? Why he has the play calling sheet? And the only thing,
I guess one of the.
This is the only thing Will McClay sent me. He sent me this emoji.
Hands up. Yeah, speaking of hands up, I mean, Rico Dowdle, 23 carries, 104 yards. I mean, Rico over 100 yards again. I mean, he's pushing the envelope to come back as running back one. Let me just grab y'all's thoughts on that as we get ready to get into contract season.
That means he broke the record. He broke the record today.
Yeah. Oh, he got over 1,000 yards as an undrafted rookie. Is that what it was?
First player ever in Cowboys history.
Yeah, so he needed 97 yards to break the 1,000 record.
Oh wow!
And he would
breaking
be
history
the first,
here.
Yeah, he would be the first undrafted rookie or free agent to have done that.
All right, man. Let's give it up for Rico Dowdle. I mean, we gotta look for the silver lining in this. I mean, at one point, I remember the Dalvin Cook prayer group went missing, but Rico answered all the Dallas Cowboy prayers for the run game. I mean, damn, over 1,000 yards. First to do it as a Cowboy, man. That's awesome. Y'all got to give it up for my guy Rico. So with that being said, going into next season,
I got a different this
everybody gonna want some money from Jerry. You know, Brandon, Aubrey, maybe Micah. He probably gonna take less. At least he say that. But now we got Rico entering the chat. We're going into the draft. Me and my girl KELZ are gonna be kicking off position predictions after the Super Bowl. So we look forward to having the True come back and join us. But what's your thoughts going into this offseason with RB1 and the Dallas Cowboys? Do we need to draft somebody to compliment them? Do we let them walk? Do we sign them? What's your thoughts, Charles?
Great question. All right, so this is my spin on this, is that, okay, now knowing that the grand narcissist Jerry Jones is, okay, and we all know that he is, okay, there's the truth. Cowboys fans need to wake up, stop drinking Kool-Aid, that now Rico Dowdle is the first undrafted rookie free agent running back to break a record in Cowboys history. So Jerry is thinking in his mind, and Will McClay, I'm sure they're all thinking this. Now, we draft very well players. We do. It's proven fact. But they're going to look at on the draft board at number 15, and they see Genty's there. He wants to be a Dallas Cowboy, but Jerry's going to say, you know what? Well, we got Rico Dowdle. He's a 1,000-yard rusher. He's an undrafted rookie free agent, and pay him less money and draft a running back in the 3rd or 4th round, and they'll go defense or offensive line or somewhere else besides getting the number 1 player that's on the draft board. I could be wrong. I hope that it doesn't go that way. But that's what Jerry has shown and proven himself for how many years here as Dallas Cowboys.
I think KELZ got the intels on that in terms of the depth of running back, kind of what she's hearing over at the Star. I mean, what kind of intels you got for us on that? Or are we re-signing Rico, or are we in the market for a new running back in the draft? What's your thoughts?
Oh, you really put a spot.
I want Genty so bad. I love the kid. I watch his.
Let's get it going. I mean, let's get it going. I mean, we're not in the playoffs. I mean, we got to turn our focus to the draft. It's now for us time to start looking at the money, who folks gonna get or not get, and where do we need to draft. That's all we're gonna have.
Hey, BG, as I say, let's cut the fat off the pig. Let's cut the fat off the pig and get rid of the old and end with the new.
Well, we're gonna see, KELZ. What's your thoughts?
So
we keep it RB1. We're going to draft for RB1. What's your thoughts on going into the draft running back?
We're not drafting an RB1. We're going to be drafting an RB2.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so now let's get a list together. Like, I don't watch college football, so if you're watching in the comments, throw up who you think the Cowboys would like to pair with Rico Dowdle as KELZ gets into the intels.
So this is what we was talking about. What was it? I think yesterday after the pregame show. They're really not feeling drafting in the 1st round for a running back because there's so many needs on this team as of right now. Right. However, Ashton Genty will be there at number 15.
Well, I think we're at 14 as of today. Or I don't know, 14, 15. But does today losing today help us move up? With that being said, too.
So even if we move up, he will still be there because the value of the running back is not like it was yesterday. Y'all know that.
Yesterday price ain't today.
Price ain't today's price. Yeah. So the value of a running back is not like what it used to be. So Ashton Genty is one of them. I forgot the other one that's
somebody says Abdul Carter. I don't know. Stevenson tapping in. I don't know. Is that one of them college running backs? Y'all throw your comments up in there if you watch college football. We're gonna get to you in just a second, Charles. Go ahead, KELZ.
Yep. And I'm getting ready to pull the other names because I know I was running.
Okay. While KELZ doing some more intels research over there, Charles, do you watch college football? What do you got? Any truth on the college football?
Do.
Who we pairing with Rico? Who we pairing with Rico, big dog?
All right, there's a kid that I like, and I've been watching him, and it's from what was it, Arizona State, or it's not Arizona State, Iowa State running back. They say Dallas has got they're on Dallas's radar in the mock drafts, and I like this kid in the 3rd, maybe the 4th round, and I can see us swinging the home run on a guy like that. Okay. But it's just I just don't understand the mindset that I get. We have so many needs, but it's like, why pass up? It reminds me of Jerry Jones back in the day. You guys remember, BG, when we had the opportunity to draft Randy Moss, and what did we do? We ignored Randy Moss, and we went for We went for Greg Ellis. Greg Ellis, hey, Hall of Famer, love him. But it's like, why can't we get Genty when he's right there on the board? Just grab him.
Well, let me throw this at KELZ. Does it got anything to do with Zeke's contract? Did we get tainted by the Zeke contract on the running back?
Great question. Yes, that's what I was thinking, BZ.
Because we had, even if he was not on the team, he would still be paid on our payroll. So bringing him in is just like, well, shoot, we already paying you. Come on, come on back. They, and
well, I mean, I think he comes back. I think the Cowboys, they like to sign dirt cheap, do bargain bin. I think they're gonna tell him and his agent, don't be coming to the table asking for a whole lot of money. Otherwise, because you already know the power. But I mean, it's a little different with Rico because he's paid his dues with his organization. Like a lot of people didn't know him until just last year, and he was on the team. I don't know. This is 5th year on the team now.
And here's the thing: I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I've been around Rico a lot. And I've been around his family this when he came this year. If I was Rico, I'd be like, do I really want to go back? Because they wasted 4 years of my time. But now they see what I'm worth in the last year and some change. Or do I want to still stick it out because I know what I can do? So he's like on a pendulum. He don't, he's purgatory right now.
Let's take a look at what the numbers are for Rico right now. When we get into some money, honey. Let's look at the money, honey. In terms of when it comes to Rico, I mean, 2024 cap hit 1.2 million. Career earnings with the Cowboys 4.2, almost 4.3 million. He's on a 1-year contract currently. I mean, how much realistically is he going? The Cowboys going to let him? I mean, you talking about this running back market, KELZ. I hear you. I mean, yesterday's price, I know ain't today's price, so we know that don't bode well for our guy Rico. But how do you see that negotiation going out? Do you think Rico going to get re-signed?
Right now, if they sign him, it's probably going to be for a max 2-year deal worth maybe 6 to 7 million. So he's probably going to get like 3 million or 3.5 million.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's hope, because we had to go take a look at, I mean, at least he don't have Dak Prescott's agent because, Ty France know how to get folks money. And with that being said, we got Brandon Aubrey coming up next offseason too with the contract. I mean, he's showing off out there today, 60-some yards, doinking it. Come on now.
That's not okay. Even if that one didn't get doinked,
I think he did it on purpose. He's showing like, look how I hit it when I want to, even though we losing. I'm gonna just show off, doink, but you're gonna pay me next season.
Well, I'm gonna kind of push back on that.
Okay.
Even if it was made, I had to leave kind of early because I didn't want to get stuck in that Washington traffic.
Mm-hmm.
When he is signed, it's not going to be a big hit on our salary cap because
on the current
place kickers or certain positions in special teams is like on the lower end.
Yep, 2023 1-year contract, just over $1 million right there. But I mean, now he's over 1,000 yards, an undrafted free agent. Like, there's some whole new bargaining chips, especially for Rico to come to the table. It's going to be something we're going to have to keep our eye on, especially because Mike is out in the media. His agent, David Muguleta, we've identified him here. We already know Ty France know how to get money at the Jones's bank. Now, are we going to see David Muguleta and Micah Parsons? What's your take on that? Do we pay Parsons next year, or we franchise tag him? What you think, True? Give us the truth, baby.
They're going to franchise tag.
They're going to franchise tag Micah Parsons.
No, they're going to do Aubrey.
No?
They're going to do Aubrey.
They're going to franchise the first kicker? Would that be the first time ever a kicker?
That'll be the first time ever. Man, I have to see that one. Wow.
I can see that happening. I can see Dallas doing that. I mean, they did go get it from the USFL, right?
It makes no sense to franchise tag Micah Parsons because for season 2025, he will still be under his rookie contract.
Right.
So they're not going to franchise tag him.
Okay. I'm
What they
glad we're
may
getting this
do,
settled out because, a lot of folks are seem to thinking that maybe he could, but we got Micah Parsons' deal up here too as well. We're going to take a look at it.
the only
Well, I
thing they
think, I mean, Michael Parsons says that in the media, whatever, saying he don't need no $30-40 million. But do you really believe that? I believe Michael Parsons saying that. He
yeah,
wants to get paid.
I mean, Micah is a lot of things, but one thing about it is he loves to play the game. And
Right. True. He
if,
does.
if you see him even on his podcast or if he's on Instagram or X, Twitter, whatever the name is going to be today, tomorrow, or next week, he always be champion. Like he be talking to his coaches and Jerry through social, like, yo, get this person. I want this person. What do I have to do to make sure y'all get this person?
That's going to be
Right.
interesting, especially if we franchise tag him or franchise tag the kicker. Micah doesn't get paid. I mean, he's out here saying he'll take less money. I'm thinking, hey, maybe you're right. Maybe he does love the game that much. But my question is, does David Mugoleta, his agent, have that same kind of love?
But here's the thing, though. If David don't like it, guess what? He is employed by Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons could say deuces.
Uh-oh, could we see Todd France gobble up Micah Parsons too? Oh, snap. Man, y'all let us know your comments. Y'all let us know your comments out there, baby. Tap in and let us know.
Micah Parsons does not work for him.
Oh, I get it 100%. No, I get it 100%. I get it. I'm just saying we hear Micah out here talking, but now the agent is gonna be do different things, and now we got good cop, bad cop. So, I mean, now we got one game left, like Kel said when we opened up the show. I'm glad there's one game left. Can y'all believe the season is one week away from being over already? After we were like, come on, football. What's your feeling, Charles? It's been a fast season for you too.
Yeah, it's been very fast, BG. It's been crazy. This season has been fast. It's been a roller coaster. This season has been wow. We've had so many lows and ups and downs and left and rights. It's been crazy.
Well, I mean, a lot of people are turning that, and I throw this to you at 2Ks, and we've had this conversation. We knew Mike McCarthy put his house up for on the market when the heat was on him, but like we said, he could lose these last two games. We could see the heat turn up on him. The general consensus is they love Mike in the locker room, and they played for him with the Bucks, but they didn't play for him so much today. So, I mean, a lot of folks are calling for Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer. They are done with the Mike and Mike show.
It's not even, but I'm looking at like they didn't even do the mug defense like they did in week 10 when we played them.
Mm-hmm.
It was so many inconsistencies with this game, and I'm sitting at the bar like, what the hell am I looking at?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, show up. My thing, I don't care how the roster looks. You prepare, you play. Zimmer had the roster of who was going to be on the team for Philly. He already knew Hurts was going to be out. So you knew you were going to be playing against a happy-go-lucky, I'm moonwalking because I'm going to be throwing the ball, Kellen Moore.
Well, Brandon brings up a great question. He asked, what is the franchise tag of an NFL kicker? And according to AI, that's not BG, but according to AI, it says in 224, the kicker or punter is around 5.6 million. I mean, what's the average kickers getting paid in the league right now? Let's probably just take a look at that too. Average NFL kicker salary is around 1.96 million per year. So I mean, yeah, so that's significantly more on the franchise tag.
I don't think Brandon Aubrey is a non-exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are other different types of franchise tags. You're right. You do bring up a good point on that. So, I mean, he get paid significantly more if they franchise him, but we don't know because he got Todd France's agent. And if I know Todd France, like what he did for Dak Prescott, I know he coming to the table to get the bag. So with that being out,
it's not going to be that much of a bag. The most I will probably see, because of what the salary cap is and what we're getting for next season, the most I can probably see Brandon Aubrey getting is maybe 2.5.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure he'd be happy. He's a USFL dude. That dude got a great spirit, man. And, I got to yell at him at the ATL game, and he looked up with a big old smile, man. And I was probably scared the shit out of him. But Sarah's tapping in and says, we definitely have to see some fans' true colors, and they ain't bleeding blue and silver. Have you seen any Cowboy fans switch up this season, Charles? Let me throw that at you.
Yes, I have, and it's
In
sad to
real
me.
life, on your timeline, tell us, where have you seen them switching up at?
Facebook, real life. I go to Buffalo Wild Wings, watch a game. They come in, literally taking their jerseys off. It's crazy to me. Like, people are not real. It shows to me that as a diehard Cowboys fan, since I was 5 years old, watching these Cowboys through thick and thin, you can't just change. I don't know how people just change their teams up like that, and that shows the character of a person you really are deep down inside your heart. You know what I mean? And that's good that they're showing that they're fake, because I don't resonate with fake. If you're not a real Cowboys fan, I don't even hang out with you.
Well, like they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Nahad the hater. And he said, you get paid for wasting your time on this garage team, build different group. You damn right, baby. Talk shit and swallow spit, baby. Continue following. If you don't, just hit unfollow. What's your thoughts on that, Kels, as we get into it? Have you seen some people switching up over there in D.C. where we know it stands for Dallas Cowboys?
So how can I say this nicely? No, I can't say it nicely. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, like this, Kelly. Come on, tell it like it is, girl.
If you ever go to church, there's always this person that we call them pew warmers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't participate. They don't want to do anything. In the football world, I call those jersey wearers. You're not a real fan. You're a convenient fan.
When we win in this hold up, we them boys, right, and all the social media and everything.
But when things go down the pipeline, and I'm telling you right now, it's in fan clubs as well.
Mm-hmm. Speak on it.
Fan club members, fan club board members, and just regular smuggler people. You always show up. You always show up when we're doing good, this, that, and the third. But as soon as some game starts going, don't go the right way, I don't see you. You leave a lot of the weight on the people that's pulling these things. So I'm like this. If everything I'm praying to God, if things go right next season with this team, I don't want to see you celebrating. I don't want to see you in a Cowboys jersey. I don't even want to see you paying for games to go on a trip.
But that's going to be the ones. They're going to be the same ones that told us that Cooper Rush was better than Dak Prescott. They're going to have their jerseys back on, screaming, we them boys all the way to Levi Stadium next February.
And I'm going to cut you too short to shit with my words. I do not want to see you.
I feel the same way. I mean, I see people switching up in my comments all day. The ones that crack me up are the ones that actually do the videos and post it on social media, taking off their Cowboys jersey, putting on another jersey. I don't know. Have you ever worn any other jersey besides the Cowboys jersey? I have never worn any other colors ever. That's why I don't make them bets. Hey, let's make a bet. You win my jersey. Fuck that bet. I ain't making it. You know what I mean? You will never catch me in another team's colors. But shout out to my girl Prototype giving us some context here this morning on keeping it real about being silver and blue. Yeah, you're right. It's one of these seasons. It was the worst part of it's kind of over with. You know what I mean? You think about it. We battled all the injuries. We seen Dak go out. We lost the Dak argument. Because that's so taxing. This the Cooper Rush, the quarterback conversation in our fan base is so taxing. You know what I mean? I've never seen a fan base, and I don't know, maybe y'all can expound on this a little bit, that likes to pick and choose and pit our own team against each other, like our own players, like, Cooper's better than Dak, that type shit.
Let me tell you, I made this Washington fan feel so small in front of his girlfriend, because he's going to tell me in my face that Dak is the reason why the team is slumming the way that they are, and it's Dak's injuries that is also causing it, and Dak had more injuries than Tony Romo. Oh, and then Dak only won one playoff game.
Dak's actually won 2.
So I had to
Actually 3, isn't it? Isn't it 3?
Oh,
I think he
three,
beat the GOAT. He beat Cook Russ one year and the GOAT, and I think one other one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to get this little dude in order. And he wants to still talk and everything. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I said, the game is starting in 30 seconds. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends and everything. So turn around and watch the game.
Mm.
And what he did, he turned around and watched the game.
Yeah, I don't even, man. You know, wearing cowboy stuff when you always wear cowboy stuff every day, like I know my guy Charles does. The fight just comes to you. Everybody want to ask you, "Oh, you a Cowboy fan?" That's my always response. It's just a little bit, you know what I mean? Because you never know who you're gonna be up against. Because if you can imagine the type of narratives run around in our fan base, think about the narratives that run around in this country on certain platforms. If you know what I'm saying. And with that being said, as we get ready to turn the page into a new year, let's just throw it out there. I mean, what's the number one need right now for this team if we were to draft today, Charles? Who you got? What's the number one need that we need to fix this team going into 2025?
Number one need. Wow, there's so many needs, like you said, Kels. You know,
Yeah, it wasn't exactly.
coaching.
Oh, you calling for Mike McCarthy? They say Mike McCarthy gonna be in demand if he was to let go, though.
But you guys got to see it from here, though. You start from the top and you work your way down. The players are the players that play this game. They get paid millions of dollars. As far as they're supposed to do their job, but it's your job as a leader of the whole team to make sure they are what? To go out and what? Execute the plan to win the game. If they're not executing on a daily basis, then why the fuck are you on the field? Prime example, guys, today, number 25, Booth, signed from Minnesota. Trash. He got burned and burned and burned. Now I'm in sales. Do you think that I'm gonna make any money for my family if I literally tell my customers some bullshit? Do you think I'm gonna get any money? No, I'm fired. I won't get no job. I won't have a job. These guys make millions and they put that on the field. It's the head coach's fault. He did not coach them up enough to execute on the game on the field.
All right, so Charles says off with his head. Let me throw that to KELZ. What's the number one need you see if we were to draft today? I know me and you got our show position predictions coming up, so I'm trying to set the table. We're gonna be talking a lot about the drafts. I want to hear KELZ's initial thoughts. What's the number one need for this team in your words right now?
All right, before we go into players, I'm a piggyback on Charles. We have to find a way to keep Al Harris in the building.
They just recent news that we're going to promote him up to assistant coach.
They're promoting him to an assistant head coach.
He's been the assistant head coach back in March. Remember?
Right.
When Dan Quinn left, and they started doing the interview, the coaching interviewing process. He denied the teams that was interested in Al Harris. Yep. And he appointed him not only the secondaries coach, but also the assistant head coach. So I'm tired of people running these old posts about congratulations to him. He's been the assistant head coach.
Okay, so what is he going to be, coordinator? Are we getting rid of the other Mike? I mean, after what he did nothing with literally nothing this season and still kind of held the ship. I mean, do we see Al Harris take a Mike Zimmer spot this next season?
I'm hoping. I really am. I'm hoping.
That might really energize the whole defensive side of the ball. I like kind of how KELZ thinks right there. And I thought maybe because of the news that was coming out here lately for most of us that haven't been paying attention was that, you know, he was going to be promoted to assistant coach. But per KELZ right here, he's already been pretty much filling that role in. It's nothing new there. But yeah, I would, you know, going to be interesting. But I mean, that don't replace what Charles had to say. And I know this is going to be an ongoing discussion here as we continue to move forward. I just wanted to get y'all's initial reactions. I like
as far
both.
As the players, like I said, if we moved from 15 to 14, I don't know, because guess what's now entering the chat for this year's draft? Quarterbacks, because there's quarterbacks that have started to declare for the NFL Combine and the NFL draft because
Georgia Beck has already declared for the draft, and he's hurt, but he's already declared. Yep, that's true. Yep.
You know, it's funny you say that because you know most Cowboy fans on social media will say we need a quarterback. While you're saying that, they're saying Dak Prescott going to be going into what is this year 10 now, coming off this injury. I mean, he may have a year or two left. I mean, do we start looking at a quarterback in this draft? I know you said this draft is not really that deep. I thought per se. Have things changed since then, Kel?
It changed as of Friday.
And that's because of who he said just committed. Is that what it is? What was his name again, Charles?
Beck. He's a quarterback for Georgia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs, they're pretty good. I see them all over everybody's timeline.
Because he decided not to do the 6th year? Because I know a lot of the players are still under that COVID rule.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he decided not to do the 5th or the 6th year, and he's just going to go ahead and enter. Because we have the Senior Bowl coming up, we have the East-West Shrine Bowl coming up.
Right.
The HBCU Combine is coming. I know a few from Norfolk State have declared in that. And then you have the NFL Combine coming up in the end of February in Indianapolis. So it's going to be hard to say, you know, with the first round pick. I mean, if Ashton Genty is there, then go.
Well, I mean, what if Shador Sanders falls as he wore Giants cleats the other day, trying to give off the vibe that maybe the Giants, they're going to get the first pick in the draft. What if Shador falls that far? Are we going to see prime time and Shador enter the chat?
No.
Kel says vehemently, no. Hey, I mean, a lot of fans are saying that would be the fix. That would fix what Charles is looking for in terms of a new coach. I mean, a new quarterback. Most fans are thinking we need another quarterback. I mean, how long are we going to run with Dak Prescott? Are we going to wait till after this year and then maybe start looking into next year's draft, you think, for quarterback?
I think what they're going to do, like what they did with Ben DiNucci, because Ben DiNucci he was drafted in the 7th round, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be a quarterback that's going to be later in the draft or an undrafted free agent.
Because they got him at QB. You got Jalen Milroe from Atlanta, Cameron Ward from Miami, Shador Sanders from Colorado, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, Drew Aller from Penn State. I mean, I don't recognize it except for Shador and, you know, maybe that other guy he was talking about from Georgia, but it's going to be interesting because now we got to talk about, I think most folks know, we're going to get into a lot of the draft terminology here, best player available. So is that kind of scenario you're talking about, Kels, in the draft? If Genty were to fall that far, do the Cowboys switch up? Because I know you know Will McClay and you got him on speed dial, but most folks don't understand this is an annual process when they are tracking and drafting players. So best player available, Ashton Genty falls to the Cowboys. All things considered, I mean, who do we let? We not sign. Who do we draft if we don't get him and he's available?
I mean, look at this though. Ashton
who else
Genty
do we get that's not going to be more valuable than that guy?
Ashton Genty has said to everybody, "I want to be in Dallas."
Everybody's
Parsons,
in love with his story. Yeah,
Micah Parsons, I want to be in Dallas. Come draft me. Hello, how much more can it be to where Dallas ignores this young kid that wants to come play for the Dallas Cowboys? Do we have too many pieces that we need to fill? Yes, we do. Could we get an offensive line? You damn fucking right we need an offensive line. Do we need a defensive line? Yes. But that kid is so special. He's a game changer, guys. That's the part people are missing. That kid is a game changer. Let me take you back to memory lane.
I'm buying into the hype too, but I'm like most Cowboy fans.
Let's go back when Elliott. Let's go back when Ezekiel Elliott was a rookie. What happened? He changed the game for the Cowboys, right? And that lasted. And it only lasted for a couple seasons. And the running backs, we know the running backs only have a life expectancy of 5 to 6 years, and after that, it's like, hey, next, give me a rookie draft free agent. And sign a Rico Dowdle for $2 million, and that's what Jerry thinks. Cheap mentality. I get a running back for $2 million, and now I can spread the money out to everybody else.
Daryl's tapping in here. Good to see Daryl's a familiar name right there. He says the elephant in the room is Mike McCarthy play calling in a critical times
Thank
during.
you.
I mean, today,
Thank
yeah, the play
you.
calling looked totally different
Thank
today than
you.
it did last week.
There it
I
is.
mean,
Play call, guys.
I was surprised to see Rico over 100 yards today with his play calling. Tell you the truth,
Mike
I was actually
McCarthy is play
surprised.
calling. Thank you. That's the number one. There it is. Nail in the coffin.
Well,
Whoever said that, that's the nail.
how do we fix that? Should we retain KELZ? If we retain Mike McCarthy and this play calling, I mean, how does this play calling get better? I mean, we've been talking about this for 3-4 years with Mike McCarthy.
We need to get another running back coach because we haven't had a good running back coach since, God rest his soul, Gary Brown and Skip Pete, who is now with the Bucks.
Albert says he's a game changer, so like Zeke, he won't draft him. I'm telling you, I mean, this would be so interesting if this guy failed, especially because, you know, we passed on King Henry. Everybody was mad, and through half of the season, everybody had trauma over King Henry. You know, we all trauma bonded over King Henry, but I mean, the Cowboys never even called him. And if we were to, I mean, do you imagine the laughing stock the Cowboys would be if we were to let Ashton Jeanty fall through our hands? Y'all put up a comment and let us know if it ain't Ashton Jeanty at 15. Say we're at 15 today, and it ain't Ashton Jeanty. Who are we grabbing over Ashton Jeanty? Let me know in the comments below.
But they also like offensive tackle Kelvin Banks from Texas.
Yep, you're right, Kels. Yep, that's the other kid. Yeah, he's a beast.
Really like him.
Well, yeah, I'm real interested in getting into the nuts and bolts, especially with our show position predictions, as we'll break down and get a lot of the intel that you have from the Cowboys there, and especially your thoughts on it, because you are driven. I know you know playbooks and shit like that. Like, you all nerdy in the playbooks and stuff like that. Let me just ask you a question, Kels. Like, what drives you to really get in the weeds with this Cowboy stuff like that?
It's not only the Cowboy. I just like football. I love football. Even like in high school, I mean, my high school, you know, we're not known as, you know, scouting, you know, upcoming talent for college, especially because, you know, a lot of these scouts, they look at players in high school, you know,
right?
But I just love it.
Yeah,
I could just watch any game, but when it came to like drafting, as far as like on how the Cowboys move and all this other stuff, it just got real deep. And like I said, like especially with last year, my fraternity brother at Howard University, he said you might want to come to Pro Day. I'm gonna set you up, yada yada yada. Our assistant offensive line coach, Ramon Chinyan, is going to be there. He personally introduced me to him and everything. When he saw I had my Cowboys gear on and I was talking to him, coach was like, "You're going to be with me." So he was like, "Whatever footage you want to get, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna work with you." When one of the players that was being sought after, they were doing the 40-40s and they was doing the cones and everything, he was running off the time, his wingspan, what he weighed in when he came into the combine, what he weighed in for the pro days. And then the next thing I know, I get a knock on the door for an overnight package with all the prospects. So when BG and I was doing the shows and everything, I had everything on the right side of me, and I'm going through and I'm listening, but I'm also saying, okay, so we got this. And then when it came to the draft, I was giving BG and the listeners who they were drafting before it even
a couple minutes before they was actually announced. So man, that's just totally awesome. That's totally awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I always wanted to ask you that because I was like, I know you're driven, and I know you know what I mean, like my guy down there in sales, Charles, in sales, you're driven too. What is it about this team? Like, how did you become a Cowboy fan? Let everybody know here a little bit about Charles with Stars. How'd you become a Cowboy fan, especially up in South Maryland?
I think it started when I was 5 years old. My parents divorced as a kid, and all I saw on the TV was Dallas Cowboys. And at 5 years old, back in 1982, 85, I mean, that was when the Cowboys, back in the day, Cowboys. So for me, and just being around my stepfather growing up. And of course, in the 90s, when the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl, it's a lifestyle. And it's not where, like you said, some of these fans that just put on it for show. And like you said, we're built different. I was built different as a kid to be a Cowboys fan, and you have to be built different to be a Cowboys fan, because you will get the heat everywhere you go wearing your jerseys. People hate on you. They make comments to you. It's brutal. And if you can't stand the heat, as my grandma said, get the hell out the kitchen. So for me, that's how I became a Cowboys fan, and it stuck with me ever since, my whole entire life. And I love my Cowboys through thick and thin, and still have, and I will cheer on them as much as they give me a heart attack like everybody else. It's sad, but it's true. It's the Cowboys. I'll be a Cowboys fan.
And you know what, Charles? Your background is kind of, parallel to mine, because it was my grandfather for me. When I became a fan, Landry was coach. But with my with my papa, and you probably know the history as far as like in the Washington D.C. area, when not the coach, but the owner, George Preston Marshall, they did not want no blacks on the Washington team.
Yep.
They used to play at Griffin Stadium, which is now the present Howard University Hospital. He said that the only thing that blacks are good for at that stadium is cleaning the bathrooms, the floors, the stadium, and cooking the food. They didn't want no black players on the team. They were one of the last teams to integrate.
Yep.
And they were one of the last teams to actually have a black quarterback.
Wow, little history there going on the East Coast. Appreciate y'all sharing that here. And as we get ready to round out the show, it would be wrong of me not to give the NFC East champions their just due. So congrats, Eagles fans. You know what I mean? We see much things have not changed since 1933. You still got that one ring. Y'all holding on to it more than them damn Cowboy fans holding on to them 5 rings, man. Y'all got to stop it with that damn behavior out there. You know what I mean? But congratulations. I mean, nobody's won the NFC East as we round it out here. No NFC East back-to-back champions, and now 20 or 21 years? I think it's 20 years now. That's wild, y'all.
20.
Cowboys will run it back next year, huh? It's our year until it ain't kicking off next year, right?
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. Out there, Cowboy fans sound a little more realistic nowadays. Everybody now, hey, yeah, it's our year till it ain't. But hey, that's my girl KELZ over there. You see her with the intel tapping in. We're gonna have position predictions kicking off mid-February. We welcome the new star to the show, Charles the True. Shout out, baby. Appreciate you tapping in. By the ways, any shout outs you want to give as you join us here for the first time tonight?
BG, I thank you so much, and KELZ, thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm appreciative and very grateful to be here. If anybody's in the Maryland, DC, and Virginia area, you got any storm damage to your properties, that means house, building, apartment complex, short exteriors, we'd love to come in and help you guys out and save you guys a lot of money. I've been doing this work for 22 years. I've used to work for the insurance company nationwide as a property adjuster, and I've had extensive training in the field, whatever, to help you guys overcome that battle with the insurance companies, because as you file a claim for insurance, they're not wanting to pay any of that money out. So call me, love to take care of you and your family. And we also give out military discounts, own company as well. We do give out referral bonuses, which if you refer me to anybody, we give anywhere from $250 to $500 cash money for any person that you refer me to.
Well, we see the graphics right there. Y'all see it. Charles with Stars, Shoreline Exteriors, co-sponsor along with Red Oak Builders. Do you got storm damage? I need to holler at my guy Charles with Stars up there, baby. Veteran owned and operated in South Maryland. Free inspections. Y'all get them, man. I'm happy to have you here as a co-sponsor. Y'all know what time it is. Every time we get around that light switch, Dandy Don be hanging out. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.